Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to Valorant News, and wow, the North American Qualifier is going on right now. Many surprising series results coming down yesterday. T1 in the lower bracket, TSM already in the lower bracket. Lots of work for these guys to do if they want to qualify for the Challengers in North America. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Rocketing towards 9,000 subscribers at the present time. Firstly, the schedule is set for week 1 of the VCT EMEA Challengers. So of course we saw the last chance qualifier, or effectively the online qualifiers, the open qualifiers, close qualifiers, all that typical good stuff going down a couple of weeks ago. G2 made it through despite the drama in the first open qualifier that they played in, or the close qualifier that then had to go into the open one. It's a confusing format, but well, these are the matches that they will be playing starting on February the 11th, and it really starts off with some bangers, right? Because it's Gambit versus Liquid first up. Like, I mean, yeah, two of the best teams in the world, frankly. They're going at it on Friday, February the 11th. Then just after that, it's G2 versus Fnatic. Another great series to see where these teams stand. And then on the Saturday, it's FPX versus Big, Ascend versus Supermassive Blaze, and then London United versus Na'Vi, and BBL versus Guild. So definitely some of the spiciest matches are up front, but yes, exciting to see all this stuff in the format getting confirmed. It will be in North America in due course once the teams are confirmed into Challengers. This also just to kind of show real quick icebox changes, just kind of comparing what it looks like currently to what these new boxes may well look like right here. So you can see on the B sides a couple of potential changes that have been talked about coming through. I'll just make this on the big screen so you guys can actually see what is going on right here. So yes, new box potentially coming into play here over on the B side. You've also got this on the A side, right? A possibility of green box actually becoming a real box over here on this side. And also this that a lot of people were talking about with pipes, when they're going to add this kind of extra red thing here to this side of it, which isn't there currently, which means they're potentially countering that side of the peak. So interesting possibility. And you know, they also seem to be raising up this ledge as well, so maybe it's slightly less of a heady, right? So if you are standing on this, you're slightly more exposed than you would be normally. So yes, they're making a few changes to Icebox, may change how it plays in competitive, because I mean, yes, certainly it seems like the meta is relatively stale at the present time. This also just to mention from Vanity real quick, because we saw what he had a few days to go to say about Zombs, and the fact that he would take Zombs every single day over Nitro, with the way Nitro was playing what he was, of course, playing Valorant over 100 Thieves relatively recently, and he goes on to kind of, well, back up his boy right here and say, look, his stats might not be great, but given the role he plays, his stats are absolutely fine.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that, I mean, it's like the same reason like it happens, though. It's like they watch their favorite pro stream, and they keep repeaking and playing for stats, and then they lose their rounds, and then they cry about match MVPing and losing, so then the people that watch them do the same things. Yeah, obviously. But saying Zombs is bad because of his stats is just dumb. Zombs' stats are fine.
So let's dive into this North American qualifier. Firstly, let's talk about FaZe. They played up against Ghost Gaming, and early on it looked pretty good for these guys. But yeah, Ghost really turned up to a next level in the next couple of, well, in the several maps that they played after this one. So yes, FaZe versus Ghost, this was an interesting one. Ghost really did not look all that good in the first couple of series that they played, at least in the previous open qualifier. But here against FaZe in the last couple of maps, they looked really solid. They managed to turn this one around. They lose the game 1 though, they go down 1-0 here, but that does not tell the rest of the story. We'll have a look at that here in a second, but just wanted to mention this as well, because some people said TSM versus T1, and we talked about it yesterday. It was a possibility. Seemed a relatively unlikely possibility, though, that all these teams were going to win all the matches they are required to. But still, as even King says, unfortunately, T1 has to lose to Virtuoso in the first round, so this is unlikely to happen. Of course, a player for Virtuoso, and guess what happens, right? T1 lose 2-0 to Virtuoso in the very first round of the winners bracket. GG Steel says, tough loss. Sorry to all the fans. We will be back stronger. So still, they have a chance in the tournament. They have to win, I'm pretty sure, 5 more best of 3s in a row if they want to make it out into Challengers, which is not going to be easy. They won 1 already last night. They've got to play loads more today if they want to make it through. And all things considered, they're probably going to lose at some point and not make it to Challengers. That is the most likely possibility right now. And who knows, right? If they weren't being disqualified in that series up against TSM because of the coach cheating, they might have qualified there. And now people are certainly already kind of raising the possibility that, again, yes, T1, they look at significantly worse maybe this week compared to what they did last weekend, when their coach is no longer giving them advice behind the scenes, right? Of course, they got disqualified for that. This also, as Champ kind of points out, so I got my entire DM to help Sewers, right? Because, I mean, yeah, with the help Sewers commands no longer coming through from their coach who got suspended, seemingly their team isn't quite where it needs to be either. So, yeah, pretty incredible stuff. This was the actual series, a 2-0 defeat to Virtuoso. Really wasn't all that close at the end of it. No one on T1 goes positive. Like, the star players really did not show up right here for the T1 guys. I mean, it's, yeah, King, of course, was the player we just mentioned. who was saying that, look, they're going to lose to these lads, and it was 13-10 here on binds, still went positive, and if still the only one positive on your team, it's really not the greatest sign for how your roster is performing, and I mean, yeah, they're certainly going to need to turn things around, and then the Icebox was 13-7, even more comfortable in favour of Virtuoso of all teams. So, yes, T1, they're in losers already, but they are not the only team in that lower bracket. TSM, in fairness, they had a slightly better start in the winner's side. They play up against GFH, and I mean, they take them down pretty comfortably. This especially from Sabrosa. I mean, look at this content, right? Like, you can't make this stuff up, really, from some of these players. Like, obviously, he's feeling himself and having a good time. He was making some great plays, but, yeah, flashes through the smoke, and then comes through and just knifes this guy in the face. Doesn't need to, and it kind of misses the first knife anyway. Almost gets taken out right here, but I guess the confidence through the roof, and it just may be an example of some of these North American guys. They're just playing for content right at the end of the day. I do find it pretty remarkable, but he was doing the similar thing, actually, in the next series they played up against Ghost. Right here on Fracture finds himself in a 1 versus 4, and yeah, gets the first 2 kills with the Deagle, and then goes on, I'm pretty sure, to win the rest of the round as well, which is actually pretty incredible. Gets the bomb down just in time, and yeah, manages to get the rest of the job done with Astra in hand. But yeah, still, TSM did not have the greatest time here up against Ghost, despite Sabrosa making some good plays, and I'm even pretty sure I saw some of the TSM guys tweeting out in the middle of the series, like, yeah, what was going on right here, and, you know, Sabrosa, of course, making some nice plays, gets this first kill, manages to transfer onto the second guy as well, and complete the mission. But that was one of the only highlights, frankly, for TSM in this entire series, because as Vanity points out, the Ghost Gaming I scrim against is here to play. Good luck to everyone. So who reckons, look, Ghost Gaming, they might not be so good so far in these open qualifiers, but in scrims, they're very tough to beat indeed, and finally, they have arrived, because TSM go down 2-1 to Ghost in the end. They win that game 1 on Fracture 13-8, but after that, it very much goes the other way. Sabrosa has a great map, of course, as you can tell right here, but then things that will very much flip on their head. Breeze goes 13-8 in favour of Ghost. It was a really close series, and then they just ran away with it at the end right here to win that Breeze pretty comfortably. John QT as well. He was a real, well, revelation, frankly, for this Ghost Gaming squad in this series. And then Ascent 13-8 as well. So TSM down to losers already. Ghost Gaming is through. And I mean, yeah, TSM, they had such a great start, feeling really confident. And then, well, things once again fell off a cliff, and Sabrosa had a pretty shocking end to the series. So quite remarkable how it goes for TSM, right? They look so good for a while, and then when push comes to shove, they just manage to fall short. And as John says as well, you know, 2-1 versus TSM, let's go. Finally showing the real Ghost Gaming. Wardell, thanks for playing, right? So a little bit of fun on the timeline right here. I'm pretty sure there's no animosity between the two of them, but still, Wardell and Co are going to have to get their stuff together going into this, well, the final day, really, for them to actually qualify here, because it's not easy at all. They have to make a crazy run, as do T1, as do many other teams in that lower bracket, and yeah, I mean, some of the teams are just straight up not going to make it through. Ghost Gaming still, though, in it with a very good chance indeed. So this is kind of the bracket. I'll actually share it for you guys right here, because it makes it slightly easier to see. This is the upper bracket right now. So Rise Nation, as expected, they go through. Luminosity take down that Virtuoso squad 2-1. So it's Rise versus LG in the upper quarterfinals. Now, LG are looking very good. I honestly think that both of these teams might well make it in, frankly. And I think that Rise will probably win this one. I want to say that Rise just go through and win, because I think it's probably about time that they kind of show up and just win a series like this and win a tournament like this relatively comfortably. So I'm going to take Rise. Then the lower side, I think if Ghost continue how they're playing, they'll win this one, and they should be in with a good chance as well. So I think, frankly, the upper bracket is kind of stacked right here. Of course, well, TSM and T1 were both here. They've now fallen out of it, and I mean, this is the lower side of that kind of upper bracket. Accru, Sonics, Knights, and Built by Gamers still alive. I really want to say that Accru make it through here. I'm not sure they will, but of course, they were 2-1 over Saw, so maybe not so easy. But yeah, I want to say that Accru win both series here and qualify. I'd like to see that storyline. Not sure it's going to happen, but it's exciting to see how things go regardless. And then, well, the losers of these kind of matches are going to, well, fit into this absolutely stacked lower bracket, which currently looks like this. So GenG is still alive, Renegades are still alive, they play Virtuoso in this kind of round 2. TSM are up against Run It Down. If they win that, they may well play Complexity, who beat Moon Raccoons, or Pack-a-Punch can maybe do some work here as well. And then, of course, teams are going to continue to drop down from the upper side. So FaZe Clan stayed alive, they beat Guns for Hire, they now play Andbox. T1 also beat Archon, so they're 2-0 there. Then, well, they play Cosmic Divide. If they win that, they may well play Pioneers or Radiance. We'll see how that one goes. So, look, it's not going to be easy for these guys. T1 are going to have to make a hell of a bracket run. They have to win, I think it's 5 more series. They have to win these 4, and then another one to qualify for Challengers. And, well, the same on this kind of lower side of the bracket as well. So I'm not sure right now that TSM and T1 can match up again, unfortunately. But, well, still, I doubt it that both of these teams make it all the way through. These brackets are stacked. Very much intriguing your perspective in the comment section below. And, well, these are the upper bracket matches just to look at once again. Lots to be determined over the coming hours. Very much intriguing your thoughts in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit on the like button. Tell us the YouTube gods this is a good video. I'd just like you should see it as well. well and help grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I will see you next time.
They're not. I mean, you still need to like smoke for your player.
Oh, this is such a Sabrosa
This is
play,
an
man.
incredibly Sabrosa play. You are not doing this. No way. The actual state of NA Valorant.
With Stretch this monk is gear heavy, I have to wonder if some of the EU game changer teams such as